days and 40 nights.
Welcome back. Hi guys, welcome back. It's good to have you back. And here's round 2 basically for today of our Lenten challenges, or my Lenten challenges I should say. And I'm going to use a question that I got from another question from the Whitcliffe kids. That's a hard thing to say, but Amber, who is up in learning to basically do what I'm doing right now in seminary from here in Lewisport. Hey Amber. She had some of her friends up at the Whitcliffe College up there, the seminary, to send us a few questions as well, because why not? Who better to ask a few questions than some students? And one of them threw me a real curveball. So I'm gonna try my best, but it's the question of, how does the Trinity work? Okay, so the basic idea of how can God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit like be one thing and three things and all that. I will do my best, because let me tell you something, there have been saints before me who couldn't really answer this question great, and one of them said even St. Patrick. But I will at least give an answer that sort of explains it, but at the same time won't do it justice. So I'll try. And again, we're going to use the clock. And right now the clock says it's at the big hand's pointing at the 11, which means it's 5 minutes to 9. Okay, so we're going to use that. All right, ready? Go. First and foremost, honestly, it's a mystery. And I'm not trying to say that to get out of answering the question, but it's the idea that we aren't really truly meant to understand how the Trinity works. I want to put that right up front. The idea that 3 persons can be 1 person, can be 3 persons, that 3 individual identities of God, the Father who is the Creator, the Son who is the Redeemer, and the Holy Spirit who is the Comforter, all 3 of them being 3 totally the same being in the sense of they all share this existence, but at the same time are 3 very distinct, different things all by themselves. It's almost impossible to do it. I've heard people say, well, it's like one of them 3-pronged plugs, you know, like an outlet, like you stick like a power bar. And I said, no, because that's still technically one. It's just that there's 3 things all connected to one. So that doesn't really work, because that's still technically one thing. It just has 3 ends. So that doesn't work. Something I used to say when I used to teach confirmation class, and when I still do, is it reminds me of water. Because water, even though it is molecularly the same, it is H2O, it is, no matter which state it's in, it's always the same. It can be water, liquid, it could be ice, frozen, so a physical one, that would be Jesus, and then it could be steam or gas in vapor, and that's kind of the Spirit. And you know what? Looking at it, that looks great, because they're all the same thing, but 3 very different things. But that's the same thing, just different ways. That's like saying that me, if I put on 3 different shirts, I'm still me, but I'm wearing a different shirt, sort of. Or if I got a different haircut, it's still me. So that doesn't really work either. It's closest. It's the closest one I've seen, because molecularly the 3 things are identical, but they are 3 very different things, because water, ice, and vapor act differently. So it's 3 different things, but not exactly. I've heard other people use a tree or a fruit, because there's the seeds, there's the bark on the outside, and then there's the trunk itself, or an orange with the skin and the seeds inside and the flesh, the part that you eat. I mean, there's a lot of ways that we can try to show people what the Trinity is. But even when we try with the physical things of this world, the creation, which is limited, don't forget, because God made it, so it can only go so far. We can only do so much to explain. But the best one I've heard, the best thing I can say is that it's a mystery. The fact that Christ could walk among us, the fact that God could still be up there at the very same time and yet exist as part of Christ, and yet the Spirit still flowed throughout all of creation, because the Spirit never stopped flowing through all creation. The fact that these 3 entities are the same and yet different, it's really hard to explain. But the best one I can say is the water one, probably. But to remind you all that even in the best ways that we can try to explain, we aren't meant to understand until God explains it himself. Okay, so it was on the 11. Oof, nope, that's 3 minutes. Look, it went up 3. Yikes. Okay, all right. Well, we tried. Well, actually, no. You know what? That makes perfect sense. 3 minutes for a Trinity question? That makes perfect sense. All right. Okay, great. So anyway, sorry, Wycliffe. Looks like you guys are going to have to start, still keep learning and going there and studying the Trinity a bit longer, because no matter how hard we try, we're still going to be studying this, I'm pretty sure, for the rest of our lives. But that's okay, because it's one of the most important mysteries to discover. So that's my answer for today, guys. But God bless you, and sorry if it was a bit quick, but come on. I only got a couple of minutes to work with. But anyway, until next time, stay safe, pray safe, God bless, talk to you soon.